Okay, so hi guys. So this session that we're going to be focusing on is going to be roundabouts. So setting a plan out. So we're going to start off with the smaller roundabouts. That's the mini roundabout. And then from the mini roundabout, we go to the mid-size roundabout. And then from that, we go to the bigger roundabout. So the spiral roundabout, that's multi-lane. That's the plan for this session. Okay, so firstly what we're going to be doing, we're going to be turning left at the mini roundabout a couple of times, then go straight ahead, then go right as well, and then we take it from there. Then we'll go on to the next level roundabout, and so on. So we're going to get straight into it. Whenever we are coming up to the roundabout, remember the principle of the MSPSL. Mirror, signal, position, speed, look. That is the important thing. I would like you to treat a roundabout as you're treating a normal junction. For example, this junction that's in front of us. Yep, that's how I would like you to treat a roundabout. So check the mirrors, we give the signal, take up the position, the speed, and the look, if we're turning left, that is, or if we're turning right. If we're going straight ahead, obviously we'll wait until we go past the first exit, then we give the signal if straight ahead is the second exit, or if straight ahead is the third exit. So it just depends. Okay, right, so we're going to be starting off from this junction, so we're going to be turning right here. So because it's so close, we're going to make sure that when we check around and we give the right signal, we're going to keep the right signal on because of the proximity to the junction. So when we come up to this junction, we're going to slow down, look both sides, but we also look in front because it's a crossroad. So the observation here should be right, ahead, left, ahead, right, and just a quick look back to the left as well, just to make sure. We can see the roundabout coming up where the blue sign is, the blue circular. We're turning left at the roundabout, checking the center mirror, left mirror. We're giving the left signal nice and early, usually before we get to the first white line. So as we come to here, I can't see at this roundabout, so I'm going to prepare to stop. So I've paused a bit, can see now, so I'm going to continue looking. There's nothing coming from in front that's turning right, so we can continue on. Check center, check right mirror when we come into the new road. And we're just making sure that we're keeping our doors width away from the parked vehicle. So if you notice, I had to come over a bit more, which is roughly the middle. You can see where the white line is coming. That gives us that door width. At the roundabout, we're turning left, so check center mirror, check left mirror, give the left signal early, and then we're slowing down. Again, I can't see, so I'm going to go for first gear and just let it go forward a little bit. And then I'm looking, what is this car doing? It's going straight ahead, so I have a little look to the right again, and then I just come around. And after coming around, check center mirror, check right mirror, and then progress. So I'm going to be turning left here. So center left, give the left signal, and then come around. And then slow it down a bit because it's a tight junction, and continue. So at the crossroad here, we are going to follow the road ahead. So we're going to be checking center mirror as we're slowing down. Then go into first gear. Have a look right ahead, left as I'm rolling forward. Then I see that it's clear. My clutch is at the bite as I go over, and continue. So again, we're going to make sure that we're moving away from the danger, in this case the parked car. So at the end of the road, we're turning left, center mirror, left mirror as I'm slowing down, left signal. So you want to be about 10-12 miles an hour by the time you get here. Have a look, I cannot see. I'm going to go for first gear. So I then slow down, have a look again, look back left as well, look back right, because that's important. So right, left, right when we're turning left at T-junction. The roundabout, we are going to be turning left, so center mirror, left mirror, give the left signal before we get to the white line. So that's a good timing. You can see the sign there for the roundabout. Have an early look to the right. My speed is nice and slow. I'm going to prepare to stop because that white car is coming. There's also another car coming that I'm going to wait for to see what he's doing. That silver car that's going past. This car is coming, is turning left, so I can go now, so I check. And as I come around, check center mirror, check right mirror, increase the speed. And at the next roundabouts that we're coming to, we are going to be going straight ahead at this roundabout. So we make sure that we check to make sure it's safe. The this roundabout. Check the center mirror as we slow down, start to slow down, and then have a look. Now I can go, even though I'm in second gear. I'm going to check center and left and give left signal. In some cases, remember, when you're going straight ahead at the mini roundabout, you don't necessarily have to give a signal. That's important to note as well, because you're just going straight over. If you're turning left or turning right, then you would need the signal. I'm just going to park here briefly, because I'm going to be turning around, so that way I can go back and face the next set of roundabouts, so that way I can go straight ahead at those roundabouts. So I'm just going to make sure that it's safe before I do that. Actually, on second thought, there is another roundabout up ahead in which I can actually turn right at that roundabout. So I'm just going to use that instead. So at the roundabout up ahead, we're going to be turning right. So check center, check right mirror, give my right signal. So I'm going to slow down now. Because of this roundabout, I'm going to use first gear because I'm turning right and I need to avoid the white bit. So I'm going to be following the arrow. So I'm coming round, turn one big turn, check center, check left, but I don't have to give a left signal because the highway code states that when you're doing a right turn at a roundabout, your mini roundabout that is, your priority is your steering, so therefore you don't have to worry about giving a left signal. If there's time and you feel safe to do so, by all means you can, but if there's not, don't worry about it. So I'm just going to slow down here because I can't see what's coming around the bend. And then I can progress a little. But I'm still mindful of what's coming around the bend. And I'm just going to prepare to stop here. See, that's the reason why we slow down, because we never know what's coming around the bend. So it doesn't make sense going at speed. Check my center and my right mirror as I'm moving out. Continuing. Up ahead, we've got a roundabout coming up. We're going to turn right. So I check my center mirror, check my right mirror, give my right signal nice and early. And as I come to the roundabout here, I'm already in first gear. I'm going to have a look. Can I go? Look to the left as well. I can go. So even though, let me just come around first and then don't worry about the signal and then straighten up. So even though I've got the priority of those to the left, I still add a little look to the left because those that's coming from the left, they can't see what's coming, so they may be coming at speed. So we take that into consideration as well when committing. So even though we've got priority, it doesn't mean that we should assume and just go in one go. Roundabout, we're going to do a right again. So check center, check right, give my right signal nice and early, about 5 to 6 cars length away from the junction on this occasion. So I've got priority, but he's still going, and I'm in first gear as I'm coming round. So check center mirror and then come round. Yeah, so bearing in mind, it's 5 to 6 cars length because it's a local road. It's quite quiet, it's 30 miles an hour. If it was a faster moving road, you most definitely would need to do maybe 8 to 10 cars length away because you would need to tell the road users what you're doing earlier. So we take that into consideration as well. So here again, once more, the bend we're taking into consideration. We can't see. So at the moment I'm in third gear, but I'm going to go into second gear. And just because my speed is dropping, so I want my speed to be complementing my gear as well. So I slow down, never know what's coming around. And at the roundabout, we are going to be turning right again. Center mirror, right mirror, and give my right signal. And we're just going to go around once more. So we're going to slow down, go in first gear, have a little look to the left, but keep going. And coming around, follow the arrow. And then priority, steering to straight now. Yeah. Then check center mirror, right mirror before increasing the speed. And if you notice my positioning, there's nothing coming at me, so it's okay for me to be over a little bit more over the other side of the road, because it's important that I maintain a car's doors width away. We're turning right, center mirror, right mirror, give my right signal. So I'm going to slow down again. I'm going to go into first gear because I cannot see. Looking to the right, have a quick look to the left as well, but mainly to the right. As I come around, one big turn, then one big turn, taking the steering back. And I'm going to prepare to stop here because we've got a meeting situation. And as you can see, the park car is on my side. Now, the key thing, whenever you stop, I'm just making sure that it's safe whilst I'm talking. There's nothing coming. So whenever you stop, you want to make sure that you can see the tires of the park car in front. But now check center, check right mirror before moving out. And then we'll move away from that car. And again, once more, the bend, taking into consideration the bend. Whenever you're making a decision as well to move away from parked cars make sure, especially if cars parked on both sides, make sure that you're not moving over too much to the right and actually affecting the other cars that's on the right. Like the other cars that's parked, that is. So I'm slowing down, check my center mirror before slowing down actually. And at the roundabout, I'm gonna follow the road ahead this time. So I'm gonna be slowing down, and then I can't see, so I'm gonna go into first gear. Have a little look to the right, look in front, look to the left, back to the right, and progress for me. Okay. Beautiful. And then take the next road on the left, center mirror, and the left signal. And then we just slow down. Second gear is okay. And just use big turns to come around. Check center, check right as I straighten up, then increase the speed. End of the road, we are going to be turning left. So check center mirror, check left mirror, and give the left signal as we're coming over. And then we're just going to slow down. I'm going to go into first gear here because I cannot see to the right. So what we're looking at from the right is a closed junction, the type of view that you're just not sure what's coming, so therefore you cannot take the chance. That's important, very important. So when you're making the decision if you should go in first gear or not, you would make sure that you can see. So we can see from, that's the view that we're looking at from there. And we cannot see by now. See that white car that's gonna go past? So now we're in the first gear, we then slowly move forward, but we have a little look right, look left, and then we look right, because we can see it's important that we look left as well, because anything could change. Like in that case, the car was coming down because there's parked cars on each side. So we're turning right. So check the center mirror, check the right mirror, give the right signal, and then again, we're gonna slow down. Have a little look to the right, look to the left, but to the right mainly again. So I'm going to follow the road. In this case, I can't go all the way around because there's a park car. So it's okay, I have to turn a little bit earlier. So I'm going to go over the white circle that's there that represents the mini roundabout. But it's okay. Nothing is wrong with doing that because there was obstacle there that prevents you from actually continuing. So we take that into consideration. I'm just going to park up here and then pause, and then when we stop, if you have a look, you can see where the curb is coming, roughly in line in the center of the bonnet, roughly give or take. So that's the reference point that we're looking at, where the curb disappeared. Okay, so up ahead we can see a mini roundabout. At the mini roundabout, we are going to be following the road ahead, taking the second exit. So check the center mirror, make sure it's safe, start to slow down to about 10-12 miles an hour. Have a look to the right, it's clear. We can go a little look to the left as well, back to the right. Again, remember, it's just a little look to the left just as a precaution. You're just being safe, that's all it is in terms of looking to the left. Okay, so the roundabout up ahead, we are going to follow the road ahead, taking the second exit. So we've got one lane and approach. So we're going to check center and slow down and have a look to the right. So at this occasion, I don't know what this black car is doing, so I've stopped. Now I'm going to go, but I'm going to keep to the right of the roundabout. Not going to snake it this time. So as I get to the center left, give my left signal. And you may have noticed, you will notice in subsequent videos that I'm saying, subsequent videos on roundabout, you'll hear me saying things like snake it, snake it, snake it. So when we've got two lanes and approach and the roundabout is a bit wider, then we've got a car on the right to worry about. So therefore we need to snake it a bit more to the left. Remember, you could have one lane on the roundabout just the same and still need to snake it on the left. It all depends on how wide the roundabout is when you've entered the roundabout and how far away the exit is that you're aiming for. So that's something to take into consideration. So once more, just to reaffirm, use the left lane when you're going straight ahead if there's two lanes, but in this case there's one lane, so we're going to use the one lane, but we're not going to snake it because there's no one to snake away from, and also the roundabout is on the smaller side. So that's something we take into consideration as well. Turning left, center mirror, left mirror, give my left signal, and then come around nice and early. So we're going to be moving off. forward planning, we can see this vehicle coming down, so we're going to slow down, check center mirror slowing down, and then we're going to stop here. So again, we've got the meeting situation here. I'll do a separate video on how to deal with meeting situation, but check center mirror, check right mirror, and then we move off, leaving enough room away. So if you notice there, we stopped using the tires and tarmac principle, which is very, very important. So I want to see the tires and the tarmac. So in this case now, we can notice the parked cars are on the right hand side, so we would then still make sure we're not going too close to those parked cars. Like here, for example, the road narrows, so I'm having to be mindful that I'm not moving away too much to the parked cars. So I'm making sure we're checking to see if there's anything coming from the side road, because we're moving over. And we're taking the next road on the left. Center mirror, left mirror, give the left signal. And we're going to slow it down now. And into second gear. I can't see, so I'm going to go into first gear and have a look again. Look, but look in front as well. So again, the observation here is right, ahead, left, ahead, right again, and then keep. Someone is getting impatient behind me, even though I'm taking my observation. Now we're turning left, so check center, check left, give the left signal. Okay, beautiful. Then we have a little look to the right. We can see the white car is coming. We also have another white vehicle coming round, and then we can go now. So we're just coming round. So it's smaller roundabout. So if you notice, it's all about the MSPSL routine when we do the smaller roundabout. I do need to try and do a right turn at that roundabout. So I will try and turn the vehicle around, so that way I can at least get to do a right turn at that roundabout, to be honest. So just to show you, so I've shown you how to go straight ahead and explain the difference in terms of the lane discipline when there's one lane and what to do. I'm going to take this right turn to turn around. So center mirror, right mirror, give my right signal. So I've got the arch markings here, so I can use it once it's there. I'm going to let this vehicle come out, to be honest. And then I'm going to just come down and just stop just before I get to the arrow. Yeah, so and then I've showed you how to do the left turn. So I'm gonna come right now on rotation, and then I'm just gonna continue down because I don't want to turn too early. So in this case, this vehicle is coming. He's got priority, but what is he? Okay, so he's waiting for me. So I'm just gonna say thank you, and then I'm gonna try and do a turn. So I'll check center, check right. Actually, I've got an idea. I'm gonna take the second right. Center mirror, right signal, because this is a different type of junction. And then I'm gonna do right again, center and right, so we can see the type of junction we're dealing with. But I can't see, so I'm gonna peep and creep. So I'm looking, now I can, I'm turning left, center mirror, left signal. And then I'm having an early look, I can see it's an open junction, but what's happening in front? This lady, I'm gonna stop. Again, just because of the new rule that we've got, once it's safe to do so and someone is waiting to stop, we should stop once it's safe. So the first thing I did to ascertain if it's safe is to check the center mirror. So I'm turning left, please, center mirror, left mirror, and give my left signal. I'm gonna leave the tires on tarmac principle. Beautiful. So again, what I've done there is to let that lady, if there was a vehicle behind me, I wouldn't have stopped if I felt it was unsafe, because maybe the vehicle that's coming from behind me, so I can go right, left, right again. Maybe the vehicle that's coming from behind me is someone that may not have seen the lady, but they see to the right and see that it's clear, and then they are not expecting me to stop, and obviously they might run into the back of my vehicle, especially if they're coming at speed as well. So remember, stop if safe to do so. So as a priority, the first thing to do is to check your center mirror once you see the pedestrian, and then only if it's safe to do so you should stop. At the roundabout, we're going to be turning right, so center mirror, right mirror, give my right signal about now. So I'm slowing down because there is a pedestrian crossing, and remember once more, this is one crossing, so even though the lady is off the way, and the have to wait till she get over before I actually do anything like that. Okay, so that's something to take into consideration. So I'm looking to the right. Can I go? And yes, I'm gonna keep to the right now as I'm coming round, reasonably close to the curb. And then as I come round now, I check my center, check my left, and give my left signal now. and then come off onto this one. Cancel, prepare to stop for me. I've got the meeting situation. Now I've assessed it and there's enough room for me to go through, but I'm going through nice and slow. So I'm turning right, center mirror, right mirror, and give my right signal. And then again, pedestrian, so I'm gonna prepare to stop for him, because again, the new rule. You can see the two pedestrian there. As I'm gonna turn, what is this lady doing? No, I'm gonna go now, because even though she's there, it's not safe, because I've got a white vehicle behind me and he's edging forward. So she has stopped already, so I just take the opportunity to continue. Okay. Okay, so the roundabout up ahead, we are going to turn left. So check center, check left, give the left signal. And then coming on, put the signal back on. There we go, beautiful. Okay. End of the road, we're turning left, center mirror, left mirror, give the left signal nice and early before we get to the white line. So again, 5 to 6 cars length away. I cannot emphasize that enough. Okay, so have a little look. Beautiful. So at the roundabout coming up, we are going to turn right. It's the first exit, interestingly enough, but it's a right turn. So check center, check right. We're turning right. Right first exit. As you can see there, it's gone all the way over there. So there's nothing here but drives. Good. So as we come around now, we check center, check left, and give the left signal just as we go past the last drive, because we don't want to give the signal too early, because they might think that we're actually going onto the drive. So that's something to take into consideration as well. So we have to be very careful when we make those decisions. Okay, so up ahead we can see a mini roundabout coming up. We are going to be turning right at the mini roundabout. So check center, check right, give right signal early, and then start to slow down, gear down into second gear before the white line, come back with the clutch halfway, have a look. I can't see, so you're going to go into first gear, still looking. Oh, I can't see now, so I'm going to follow the arrow around. So 1, 2, and then when I get to here now, again, don't worry about giving the left signal at this point. Once more, the highway code stipulates that your priority is the steering and not the signal when you're turning right at a mini roundabout. You signal right on approach, but as you're coming off the roundabout, your priority is your steering. At the traffic light here, we are going to be following the road ahead. So I've stopped at the light, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to secure the car. So I'm going to get my handbrake up, go over my gas pedal, have a look into my left and my right mirror just to make sure it's safe. Now this guy is going in front, even though I have the right of way, it's fine. What I then do, I then just check my center mirror and slow down a little bit more. If it's an emergency situation, remember, if it's a case that you needed to brake suddenly because you weren't expecting him to do that, you were not expecting him to do that, by all means, please remember, you don't have time to check your center mirror. It's okay. Just scan in to make sure there's no one crossing the zebra crossing. So we just physically take a look. We can see up ahead we got the bend sign telling us it bends to the left, so we're gonna just watch the speed. We can see the black and white stripe there that's telling us, so watch the speed as well as we come around to the bend. So slow down a bit. There you go. So that speed would slow down to about 18 miles an hour because the bend is there and I could see the bigger vehicle coming. So at the end of this road now, where am I gonna go? Because there's only one place I can go. Good, you've spotted it. So left only. So I'm gonna give a left signal. I did check my center and my left mirror. You don't have to give a signal, to be fair, because at the end of the day, so I'm coming around, I'm watching, what is the bus doing? It's stopping, check center, check right, give my right signal. I cannot go because this vehicle is too close to me. Okay, beautiful. Now it's passed, I can continue. So that's why it's so important. So I'm going to come back to the left, check center, check left, give my left signal, make sure that the bus is moving, but at the end of the day, it's okay because I noticed that it's safe too. Okay, I'm going to cancel my signal because I'm actually going straight ahead. Okay, so I'm forward planning now. So I'm check center, check right. Give my right signal because I can see the bus stop. And I'm going to cancel my signal Okay, so there's some movements which suggest to me that the buses decide to move off. What is this bus doing? Can I come back in after this bus? Because I'm going straight and I'm not supposed to be in the right lane for too long. So I'm going to check center, check left, give my left signal, then start to move over. Cancel my left signal now. Good. So the key there was no benefit for me to speed up in the right lane, because for all I know, I might not get the chance to come back in. So by checking my center and my left mirror, I realized that there was nothing behind me or behind this bus. So therefore, it's okay to just slow down and then just drop in behind the bus. That's the best way. That's defensive driving. That's the best way to drive. Otherwise, you might find yourself stuck into the right lane. And as the highway code states, what does the right lane do? That's it. Turn right and overtake and then come back in. Or if there's a reason why you're in the right lane, maybe because loads of vehicle break down, so you may need to overtake. As we said, that's one of the reasons why you would overtake. Okay, so you can see it's raining. Okay, so the roundabout, we are turning right, center mirror, right mirror, give my right signal, check my center mirror again. So the truck that's behind me is visible in my center mirror and in my right mirror, so I can go. At the roundabout, as we said, we are turning right. Check center, check right as I'm slowing down. Give my right signal now. Again, see how early I'll give it, 5 to 6 cars length. So I'm slowing down, go into second gear. Have an early look to the right. Can I go? No, I can't, because this black car is coming round. Then have a look again, where is he going? He's going straight, so now I can go, but I'm watching the truck because he needs a bit more room. So I'm gonna just slow down. There you go. That's important as well. So 1, 2, and then now check my center, check my left, start to come away slowly, and 3, and then just follow it round. Okay, beautiful. Roundabout coming up, we are going to be following the road ahead, taking the second exit. So we're checking center mirror, slowing down. So we're going into second gear. Have an early look. Now, interestingly enough, let's look quickly on this roundabout. I've checked to make sure there's nothing behind me. So if we look at the size of the roundabout, we can see that it's quite wide. So for this roundabout, even though it's one lane that we approached in, we've got 2 options. We can actually go straight over, or alternatively we can snake it, because the distance that we've got to travel is a little way away. So if we check, so I'm just going to snake it to the left as I come over, and then check center, check left, give the left signal. So those to the right are able to continue without any interference whatsoever. If you notice, I continue there even though the lady was stepping out in the road. That's because that's my priority. There was a vehicle behind me and it would have been unsafe to stop. Furthermore, that is a roundabout. It's a busy junction. So you cannot expect to stop suddenly on a roundabout just to let a pedestrian come across. It's quite dangerous. So the first priority there, I looked at her, I saw the vehicle behind me, and I made the decision to continue. So that's important to note. Okay. So up ahead at the roundabout, we are going to be turning right, taking the third exit. So slow down, check center, check right, give right signal nice and early. So just positioning just roughly in the middle, because it's just one lane. So just position just there. So having a look to the right. Beautiful. What are these guys doing? So I'm still looking to the right, making sure that it's clear to go. There's nothing coming from behind me as I'm coming around. That's the view that I'm looking at from the right coming up, and then having that look. Can I go? Can I go? What is this truck doing? So we're taking these things into consideration when making a decision. I cannot go. This vehicle is coming around. So I keep looking. All these vehicles, they are in line with 3 o'clock. Now I can, because that vehicle is turning, but he It's not quite there as yet. So 1, keep it close. 2, then check center, check left, give the left signal, come off onto the left, and then continue. I can drive in this lane because it's a bus stop, not a bus lane, so it's okay to continue. Yeah. Okay. So the roundabout, we're turning right, third exit. So check center, check right, give right signal early. Have a little look to the right, make sure it's clear. Enter the roundabout. Keeping reasonably close as we go past the first exit. Beautiful. So as we're going past the second exit, we start to slowly come over. Check center, check left, give your left signal, and we start to come over. So we can see the sign there that says 2 people lane. So I'm mindful that I may need to move over to the right lane. I'll just check the time on it. So have a little look. So it says Monday to Friday. So officially we can use this lane because the time says Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10:30. So this lane becomes the left lane to travel in. Okay, so the roundabout, we are going to be following the road ahead, taking the second exit. So straight ahead. So we slow down, go into second gear early, have a look to the right as we slow in. Can we go? Yes, we can. So keep to the left. So we're snaking it. Check center and left, give left signal so they know what we're doing early. Beautiful. And then we continue onto the roundabout. Cancel the signal. Check center, check right. Again, forward planning. Looking at that blue sign. What does it say again? 2 people lane. So it's not a bus lane. And also the time says 7 to 10. So 7 to 10:30. So we are okay to use it. Actually 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday to Friday. 2 people would be using, 2 persons would be using this lane. So at the roundabout we're turning right. You can see they're taking the third exit. So check center, check right. We're going to switch over to the right lane once it's clear to do so. Once we've come over to the right lane, we start to slow down early. So clutch down, second gear. Start to bring the clutch back halfway as you're braking. Good. So the speed is about 10-12 miles an hour. Have a look to the right. Can I go? Can I go? Yes, I can. So I enter the roundabout. Keep it reasonably close to the curb. First exit, second exit. So check center, check left, give left signal, start to come off to the left. So I'm going to come off into the right lane on this occasion because when I checked the left mirror, there was a bus in the left. So there is the bus. So this is why it's so important to check their mirrors before we actually make the decision to come off. So that's very important. So at the roundabout, we're turning right. So check the center mirror, check the right mirror, give the right signal, and then we start to slow down, go into second gear early, have a little look, and we can go. So we progress. Again, keeping it reasonably close to the curb, first exit. So as we're going past second exit now, we check center, check left, give the left signal. If it's safe to do so, we start to come over to the left lane. At the moment, there's nothing coming on my left, so I can proceed in the left lane. Again, just like the bus, if there was a vehicle there, I would then come off into the right lane. Again, this is why it's so vital that we check the mirrors. The center and the left mirror, especially the left mirror. So at the roundabout, we are going to follow the road ahead, taking the second exit. So straight ahead, second exit. So we start to check center mirror and slow down. Go into second gear early. Bring clutch back halfway as you're braking a little. Have a little look because we got about 10-12 miles an hour. Can we go? Yes, we can. So we're going to position towards the left, snaking it. Check center, check left. Give the left signal just before we go past the curb. And then check center and right mirror. Progress. Again, once more, we've got a roundabout coming up. At this roundabout, we are going to be turning left, taking the first exit. So we check center mirror, left mirror, give the left signal nice and early. Start to slow down. As you slow down, go into second gear early. Have a look to the right. We can see it's clear. Our speed is about 12 miles an hour. We can continue round. Take the next road on the left. So it's a little bit short notice. I just realized that turn. So we're not going to take that. So even though I wanted to take that left turn, it's more important that I maintain safety. So I don't just turn left just because I want to turn left. It's better off if I just continue. That's a lot better. I'll then continue and then I'll do a left somewhere else. so as I go over the bridge, so if we look, we can see the cross there, triangle telling us we're coming up to a crossroad, we're turning left, center mirror left signal. I'm in third gear. I'm going to slow down, go into second gear, bring my clutch back halfway, then my clutch up. I'm doing about 12 miles an hour, 10 miles now, coming round, nice and beautiful. Check center mirror, check right mirror, and then I progress. So we're going to take the next road on the left coming up. So I'm going to check center mirror, check left mirror, and I'm going to give a left signal very early, and then I'm going to slow down again into second gear early, bring clutch back as I'm coming round, and then so I've deliberately take this left turn for a reason. I wanted just to take the opportunity to demonstrate something, not demonstrate, but to highlight something for you drivers out there. So here I'm going to turn the car around facing the opposite direction. This is no longer part of the test, so I'm just going to check to make sure it's safe and just spin the car around. Look over my right shoulder as I'm coming round, straighten up my steering, look round, make sure it's safe, and then looking behind me as I'm reversing, and then stop here. So at the end of this road, I'm going to be turning left. So I don't know, can you notice anything? As I'm coming up to the left, check center, check left, give my left signal. What do you notice? What is it I have to do here? That's correct, stop. Now, interestingly enough, I can see an approach there that the road is absolutely clear, but the stop sign is there for a reason. I can speak to you now because I'm checking my center mirror to make sure it's safe whilst I'm talking. Yeah, so the stop sign is there for a reason. If we look across the road, we can see the stop sign as well. So now there's a car coming, I'm gonna have to go, so I'll make sure that it's safe. Okay, beautiful. So remember, the stop sign is there for a reason. So you have to stop, even if the road is absolutely clear. You have to come to a complete stop and get your handbrake up in most cases. Then select your first gear if you're not already in first gear. Have a look and then go. And when I say have a look, in that case we've got a crossroad. So look right, ahead, left, ahead, right. Just basically looking, making sure that it's safe. We're turning left, center mirror, left mirror, give my left signal early, and then I start to slow down, go into second gear early, bringing my clutch back up as I'm coming on. So that way I avoid coasting. And as you all know, whoever I've taught, coasting is whereby you got the clutch flat whilst you're coming around when there's no need for the clutch to be flat and you're coming at a reasonable speed. That way you've got less control over the vehicle. Returning left, center mirror, left signal, and then slow down. I could have given the signal a little bit earlier there, if I'm honest. So it was a little bit late, less than 5. I said that probably was about 4 cars length, but I did check to make sure it's safe. If I felt it wasn't safe, I wouldn't have signaled. I would have preferred not to signal, and I would have preferred to just go straight ahead instead. So at the crossroad coming up, we are going to turn right. So check the center mirror, right mirror early, give the right signal. Ideally, you want to give the signal before you get to the very first white line. Yep, about 2 cars length before you get to the white line. That's another way of measuring 5 to 6 cars length away. But then again, please remember, I cannot say this enough, the 5 to 6 cars length principle is only on local road, 20 to 30 miles an hour. For 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, it is indeed. And I looked, you can see the van there, but I did look and see that it wasn't quite at the junction. So that's why I actually emerged. The 5 to 6 cars length, as I said, is only for local roads. Once you're doing 40 miles an hour or more, you definitely would need to give the signal earlier, providing it's safe to do so. So that's important for you to take into consideration as well. Okay, you can see where I've stopped. I can see his tires. So again, we're looking at tires on tarmac. In this case, it's a tricky one. Is tires on tarmac or tires and tarmac? I guess it's both really, because you want to make sure that you're seeing the tires sitting on the tarmac, but you want to also make sure that you're seeing the tires and the tarmac. So I guess it's both in this case. Okay, at the traffic light, we're going to be turning right. So from this distance, I can't tell how many cars length I am away from the junction, to be honest. I presume, even though one should not presume, but I presume that I'm about 6 cars length from the junction. I know that I am not less than 5 cars length, but I don't know if I'm further away. So I'm gonna just hold back giving that right signal, and when the light changes and this van moves, then my view will open up a little bit better, and then I would be able to put the signal on. So that's the reason why I'm not signaling as things stand at the moment. Okay, so the van is moving now. He's put his signal on, so I'm going to check center, check right. Yeah, I would say, yeah, you can see the lights there, about 5 to 6 cars length away. So as I'm coming up to here now, I'm looking in front of me, there's no vehicle coming. Well, that vehicle is coming, but it's a little distance away. As I come round, I'm going to go for the left lane. So even though there's 2 lanes, my driving position is indeed the left lane. So I then aim for the left lane straight away as I came round. So we can see up ahead we've got a roundabout coming up. It's important that you look at signs to see the roundabout signs and see the roundabout signs really early. At the roundabout, we are following the road ahead. I'm going straight ahead, second exit. Now we can see it's light controlled. Now this is important because we don't need to worry about those that's coming from the right per se, because the light takes precedence. So now the lights change to green, that's our priority. But we can take a little look to the right. It doesn't hurt, because sometimes people still run the red light as well. So positioning to the left. As I get to here, check my center, check my left. I'll still give my left signal even though it says straight ahead on the floor, because it doesn't hurt giving that left signal. So I'm going to check my center mirror and my right mirror. As I come off, I can see the speed limit is 40. So I'm going to cancel my signal because I don't want them to think that I'm going into that exit there. Okay, so up ahead at the roundabout, I'm gonna just drop back a little bit because I realize I'm getting closer than the 2-second rules. So again, we measure the 2-second rule. If he goes past this grey lamppost, so let's use the other lamppost here and this green. If he goes past the grey lamp and I go 1, 2 and I'm there, I'm getting too close, so I've got to think of dropping back. So I'm turning right at the roundabout, so I'm going to check center, check right, give my right signal, check my center again. That vehicle is still visible in my center. Listen to my signal because I don't want them to think that it's a mistaken signal. I want them to know that I'm deliberately going right. So at the end of the day, we don't want to mislead them. So we're turning right at this roundabout. It's taking the 3rd exit. So check the center mirror, check the right mirror, give the right signal. So we can continue because it's a flashing amber, which is Pelican crossing, and there's no one crossing. So that way we can continue. Have a little look early. So my speed is about 12 miles an hour. So I'm going to prepare to stop because this white car is coming. He's entered the 3 o'clock. I'm going to go now because that vehicle is not at the 3 o'clock position yet. So I'm going to be coming around, turning right, 3rd exit. And check my center mirror, check my left mirror, give my left signal, and I can come over. Beautiful. And then we keep coming over. Now if you notice at that roundabout, I chose the right lane even though there was 3 lanes on approach. So for me or you, the middle lane doesn't exist if there's no marking on the floor. If there's a marking, then that's a complete different thing. But if there's no marking, we should always think we need to be in the right lane for turning right, left lane for left and straight. At the roundabout, we are going to turn right again, taking the 3rd exit. So there's a bend there, so I'm going to check center, check right, give my right signal, but I'm going to slow down and gear down into 2nd before I get to the bend. So I've got more control, and I'm having a look. Now I'm going to stop, not going to take the chance because this vehicle is coming onto the roundabout. Again, he has passed the 3 o'clock position turning, so I'm not going to take the chance. No, I can't. So I'm going to keep to the right. Wanted to look at this positioning. So as I'm coming around, I'm keeping, look at where the curb is, and then I'm coming around now. So I've gone past the 1st, I'm going past the 2nd, I start to come away, check center, check left, give left signal, and it's safe for me to do so. I'm going to come off in the left lane. And voila. Okay, so the roundabout up ahead, we are going to be turning left, so we're taking a few things in consideration. The bus is there, We can see the light flashing on the second bus, so we know that he's not likely to move off anytime soon. So slow down, check our center, check our left, give the left signal a little bit early, just before we go past the bus. Check the left mirror to make sure that the bus is not moving off. And we can tell there now the signal has gone off, so check center, check left. We can go because it's flashing amber, Pelican crossing, so there's no one crossing. So again, nice and early with the signal. And as we're coming down to the roundabout now, we're having a look to the right. And we're looking to the right. And then this white car, not sure what he's doing. And then there's another white car coming round. And now it's clear I can go. So check as we come round now, we check the center mirror. And check the left mirror. Put the signal back on before because it cancelled. Now we see the park car, check center, check right. Give our right signal and then have a little look in the right mirror. Sometimes you can have a little look over the right shoulder, if safe to do so, if you're not blocking other road users. So we take that into consideration as well. So that's turning left at that roundabout. Okay? So that's how we turn left when it comes to the roundabout. And as I previously stated, if I'm quiet, just know that there's nothing happening, so there's nothing to narrate at that moment. So here we can see the car in front is braking, so we're going to check our center mirror and start to do the same thing. So we're applying what we call the TUG routine, which is TUG, take, understand, give. So we take the fact that he's braking, we understand it, and then we give the same message to those behind us. So we utilize that principle as well. So we're going to make sure we're maintaining the 2-second rule because it's dry condition. And again, all we get to the 2-second rule, remember the vehicle in front, say for example, it goes past this burgundy car. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're okay because we're doing the correct speed limit and we didn't get there with less than 2 seconds. So the roundabout, we are turning right, 4th exit. So check center, check right. Give the right signal nice and early. So we've got 3 lanes coming up, but really we should just concentrate on the right lane because that's our priority. So we have a little look. So the middle lane does not exist. Remember, especially if there's no marking. So as we come around, we can see this crack in the road. It's very faint. So that's 1, that's 2. So as we're coming around now, we check the center, check the left, give the left signal, start to move away slowly to the left. So that way it takes us into the left lane. And then we're going to check the mirrors and then increase the speed. So we can see up ahead, this is a 40 miles road. So we're going to go for the 4th gear. Again, once more, you possibly could use 5th gear to maintain that eco-safe drive. So once you reach 40, you can get away with 5th gear, only if you can control the speed though. If it's a case that you think it's very difficult to control it at 40 miles an hour, if you're in 5th gear, by all means, use 4th gear. It's not an issue. And we can see sometimes, oh, do we know where to position? Sometimes that question has been asked. What we're doing is we can see the line there on your right, the dotted white line. So we look where it's meeting your car, usually in your windscreen. That's the reference point. Oftentimes we can check our left mirror and our right mirror just to give us a view of both sides of the vehicle to make sure that we're central. Yep. So up ahead at the roundabout, we are going to be turning right. We're taking the 4th exit. So we're doubling back on ourselves for this exercise. So check center, check right, give right signal so that we'll check center again to make sure the vehicle is still there and have a little look in the right mirror again. So we cancel the signal, check center, check right, put the signal back on because there was time to do that and we don't want them to think that it's a mistaken signal. And we check, have a little look, and we cannot go because this car is coming and it's reached, and now we can go. So we check, we're coming round. So we keep it close to the roundabout as we're coming round. Keep it reasonably close. So that's the 2nd, good. And then this is the 3rd we're going past. So check center, check left, and give it a left signal into the left lane. So it's come off onto the left lane. Beautiful. And then we increase the speed. But obviously after checking the mirrors to make sure. So we can see the sign, we're asking ourselves, what is this triangle telling us? And we can see it saying 150 yards we've got a light coming up. So we can see the lights on green at the moment. But this here now, remember, this is what we call a pedestrian crossing. It's not a traffic light because the zigzag lines are on the floor. Whilst the pedestrian crossing has got the zigzag lines, the traffic light, there's no zigzag lines. Okay. So for the next roundabout coming up, we are going to take the second exit on the left. So it's a second on the left. Yeah. Now for this roundabout in particular, we can see we've got 2 lanes at the moment. And then you can see if you look at that green sign, it's changing to 4 lanes. But for the second on the left, we are going to use the left lane. Now remember, we don't give a signal just yet, but we're still using the left lane. And we're having a look. Beautiful. And then we're going to wait. So we can see 1 on the left here, and then we're going to take the second exit on the left. So as we go past the first exit, we give the left signal. And then we can go now. So when you get center mirror, left signal, and then we'll come off nice and beautiful. And then check the center, check the right, and then move out. So you may be asking yourself, yeah, but why did you use the left lane? Because there's a left marking that says left. But please remember, that left marking doesn't say left only. It says anything to do with left. I'm just going to do a U-turn here to go back and face in some more roundabout. So it's anything to do with left. On this occasion, or on that occasion by the roundabout, it was still a left. But it was just that it's the second left. So it's a tricky place for them to park. So I'm just going to check to make sure it's safe. And then I'm going to just reverse a little bit, coming back. Yeah. So at the roundabout, I'm going to do a right at the roundabout again. So we're using the same roundabout just because it's multi-lane. So we're doing right, taking the 4th exit. Check center, check right, and give the right signal. So we slow it down early. We'll have a little look to the right. Can we go? No, we can't. So we're going to prepare to stop, and we'll just stop here. Beautiful. Again, remember, the middle lane doesn't exist. Can I go? No, I can't, because these guys are to my right. And now I can go because there's no one to my right. And then we're counting 1. Slow it down. Watch this, guys, taking up the incorrect position. 2. And then here we check 3, and then we check and give our left signal, and we're coming over to the left lane. Always making sure that we're checking the left mirror before moving over to the left lane, because we never know what is there. So now we're going to increase the speed once more. We do check the center and the right mirror before increasing speed as a priority. You got to ask yourself, why is that? Why should we check the center and the right mirror, in some cases center, right and left, before increasing the speed? Well, something could be overtaken. And if something is overtaken, we want to see what they're doing before we actually increase the speed, because we could impact them. Yep. So that's the reason. So remember now, we think about the roundabout. When you're dealing with the roundabout, you're thinking about the roundabout as a clock face. So the 3 o'clock coming round. Yeah? Okay. But we're turning right. Center mirror, right mirror, give our right signal. And then slowing it down, cancel, check and give signal. In some cases, you may need to keep the signal on because there's not enough time to cancel and put back on. So I'll have a look. So there's nothing coming from the 3 o'clock, or whatever is from the 3 o'clock, they're going straight ahead. So 1, 2, yeah, we don't count this one. So we go 3, and then we check centrally to go back down to the roundabout. So we increase the speed after checking the center and the right mirror. As a priority. So we can see the speed limit is 40 miles an hour. So we're keeping it 38, 39 will be fine. 41, 42 just won't do. So that's the best way to think of it regarding the speed. Keep it 1 or 2 below, and don't consider that to be slow. Oh, see, I'm a poet. I'm actually rhyming all the way, ain't I? But the thing is, it's just to think about your speed. Think about the fact that it's 40, but it's 40 as a limit. It's not a target, so we don't have to get there to that speed. As long as we're driving maybe 1 or 2 below, then we're okay. So like a road like this, you wouldn't be doing 34, 35, because there's nothing in front of you to stop you doing 38, 39. So again, 38, 39 will be fine. 41, 42 just won't do. Yep. So at the roundabout coming up, this time we are going to follow the road ahead. We're going straight ahead, taking the 3rd exit. So we're looking at this. I'm going to check center mirror. I can slow down a little bit more so you can see the sign. Can you see the sign there? Okay, beautiful. So for this one, we need to be to the second lane, which is the straight ahead lane. So there's two straight ahead, but we always take the one on the left. And we're going straight ahead, taking the third exit. So if we look now, we can see there's one exit to the left where that blue car just went and where the bus is going. And then there's another exit directly in front. And then where that bus is going and we're going for. So we can go now for the third. So check the center, check the left. Come to the left lane for me because we want to snake it. Check center again, check left. Give the signal and then come off. So we can forward plan. We see the cyclist there. So check center, check right. Give the right signal. Okay, well the cyclist is moving so I can check and come back in. But you can see what I did there at that roundabout. That's what we call snaking. So because we're going straight ahead, once we've moved off, we check the center, check the left mirror, and then we start to come back to the left lane. Why do you think we should check the center and the left mirror before moving towards the left lane, do you think? Think about it. Good. Just keep thinking about that one. So at the roundabout here, we are going to follow the road ahead because we're going towards West Brom. So again, we see the lane split from 2 to 3. We can see the middle lane is the one we need because the left lane says left only. So we start to slow down. And then as we slow down into gear, second gear early, bringing the clutch back halfway, then all the way up. Have a look. Okay, so there's activity coming. So we're going to slow down, go into first gear, preparing to stop. Can we go? No, this blue car is coming around and it's close to the roundabout so we can see when not to go. Okay, so we're having a look. This car is coming around as well. So we're not going to take the chance just now. So we can go now. So check center, check left. Give your left signal. Beautiful. Beautiful. So if you notice there, I waited till I went past the first exit to give the left signal. But what I also do, or what I also did, was to make sure that I checked the center and the left mirror before I actually moved in to the left lane. Once more, as I asked the question before, why do you think that is? Well, I'll just explain on this one. Because the left lane says left only, it doesn't mean that the car or the motorcyclist or the cyclist that's in that lane is going to follow the road code or follow the sign. Yeah, so what we will do then is we will then look to see if there's anyone that's breaking the rule. And if there's anyone breaking the rule, it would prevent us from moving too much to the left. We might have to just keep the car a little bit straighter before coming back over. So we always take that into consideration as well. Yeah, so you can see this distance that I've stopped a nice distance from the August van in front, and again we can see the tires, but we can see the top of the vehicle and we can see around the vehicle as well. So that's all when we're stopping, this is the type of stop that we need to do. And because we're waiting for a little while, we can secure the car on brake and neutral and then just relax because we're not the lead vehicle. I think we're number 3 or 4. We can get ready now. Clutch down first gear, press gas a little bit, bring clutch slowly and keep the clutch a little bit longer and then bring the clutch all the way up now and then progress. So we see the lane's been blocked off. Center right, give the right signal. Have a look, is he letting me in? He is, yeah. So I did notice it earlier, to be honest, but because I was talking about the roundabout, I did acknowledge it, but I couldn't move over, to be honest, because there was too much going on to the right. So I just left it until the opportunity presented itself to be able to move off. Yeah. And then in this one now, you're thinking, okay, when do I come back? That's the question. When do I move back to the left? So to answer that question, this is as soon as it's safe to do so. Like now, check center, check left before you go past the cones. Give the left signal. So those behind you knows that, and cancel the signal for me, please. Knows that those behind you knows that you're actually coming back into the left and not staying into the right lane. Yeah. So up ahead at the roundabout, we've got the famous Spaghetti Junction coming up, and we are going to be turning right towards City Center, which is the third exit. So it's right third exit. It's a spiral roundabout. So we're checking the center mirror, check the right mirror, give the right signal nice and early. If you notice, I'm in the right lane. I'm slowing down, going into second gear. As I get to this point, I have a look to the right as I'm looking at the park car. So this vehicle is coming around from the right. they've passed the 3 o'clock position, so but now there's nothing there I can go. So for this right turn, if you notice now, I'm going to stay in the middle lane because I'm turning right, 3rd exit. The outer lane will take me to 4th exit. So if you notice, just watch and I'm staying in my lane, just watch where the middle lane takes me all the way to the end. Check center, check left, give left signal. You see that? And then what would happen is I'm the other lane, which then means that I may well not be able to, I would have been in that lane, which means that I may not have been able to actually cut back across. So we take that into consideration as well. So now it's okay. We're checking. If we were in that lane and we needed to come off into the right lane, like what that red car is doing, it's also acceptable. But if we can forward plan early enough, then we're okay to take up that positioning. But what is this white car doing? Okay, so it's moving over. So I'm going to be aiming for the left lane. And we can see the arrow is on. So I'm just going to be following it around. Just slowing it down. Go into 2nd gear for this turn because it's quite sharp and my speed is dropping. And you can see the lights changing to red. So I'm going to check my center mirror because it's time for me to do so, to see how my speed is impacted. Okay, then I'm just going to stop here just by the lights. So I don't want to go to the first line because that's for the cyclists. And then we're going to make sure that where we stop, we can have the mirror sitting over the line. That's our reference point. That tells us as well if we've got a good positioning when where we've sat. So now I'm the lead vehicle, so what I do, I keep it in 1st gear. Again, nothing would be wrong to go into neutral and relax, but because I'm the lead vehicle, I keep it in 1st gear, make sure my handbrake is up. I've got my foot on the clutch flat, and then once the lights change red and amber together, I then press a little bit of acceleration and then bring my clutch up. And then press a little bit of acceleration, my clutch comes slowly up and progress. Okay, so at the roundabout coming up, we are going to follow the road ahead, taking the 2nd exit. So the first thing is to check center mirror, start to slow down, go into 2nd gear from 4th to 2nd early, have an early look to the right, and we can see we can go now. So we're positioning to the left because we're snaking it, checking center, check left, give the left signal now before we go past the curb, and then check center and right mirror as we come round.